times we all just broke down. I started crying.
She spoke about NID for last, for one question for at least 2 minutes. She never mentioned about the faculty members.
Especially in NID, the jury is there to rip you apart. और जो बच्चा है वो कैसे बात करता है देखने के लिए basically.
Okay, so good evening all. On behalf of Gurumantra, I would like to welcome you all. This is going to be a very informal conversation, and the title of this conversation episode, what we call, is Coffee with a Talented Designer. Okay, so I added a word talented, but coffee with a designer, and we'll be having a wonderful conversation. We'll be calling different kinds of people who are walking different paths of life in the context of design. So again, thank you so much, and we'll start the conversation with Srushti. Srushti is one of the alumni of Gurumantra. She was here about a couple of years back. She started her so as to a journey with Gurumantra. And today we are not going to talk much of Gurumantra, but we are going to talk post Gurumantra. How is her journey so far? What are the interesting activities she did? What are the joy moments? What are the tough moments, and how the juries happen, so on and so forth. It would be free flowing, as I said, and more of a fun conversation than typical question answer. Okay, great. So Srushti, welcome again, and Srushti Hatekar is her name, but I would like to change, if you allow me, to Srushti Hatekar. Okay, she's really doing something hatke in life, and I really appreciate that. So welcome Srushti once again, and first cue for our discussion, I'm not purposely calling question. First cue for our discussion is you joined NID, and what were your first 2 days at NID? How were they?
Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. So yes, I am currently studying at NID MP, which is located in Bhopal. And my first 2 days at NID, I think I will never forget, because it happened so fast, and at the same time, I think I remember every second of it. It felt like अपना दोनों धुरंधर का movie एक साथ में. So I think there was so much excitement from everyone there. The energy was so infectious. सब लोग आए थे, and they were all eager to meet each other, eager to talk to everyone, eager to take the whole place in. It's a beautiful campus, big campus, and we were there, बड़े bags लेके हमारे, and we have gone into the hostel. We're trying to figure out where everything is, and we get to know orientation is now, this is now, that is now. So it was a beautiful rush, I would say, because there was a lot to do, and at the same time, everyone was very proud of themselves, I'll say, because you've done your 2 years, you've done your boards, you've done your exams, you are here now finally at a design school. So it was amazing, because everyone you saw, everyone you spoke to, oh my god, hi, how are you? Oh my god, hi, how are you? I'm here, this is my first time, I'm in this room, where are you? At orientation also, we're sitting next to each other. We're trying to find out who the faculties are. We're trying to talk to them. So it was actually very amazing. It was actually, I would say, we were very nervous. And now I'm moving on a little bit to the sort of darker side. We were all very nervous, I think, because till then we knew what we had to do. We have to crack the exam, we have to do this, we have to check our results, we have to come, packing ho gaya tha, ye lana ho gaya tha, wo lana ho gaya tha. But now you're here and something new is starting that we don't know how it's going to be. And at the same time, you know that today is the last day you're going to meet your parents, you're going to be with your family. So I know me, Swagat Sankar, at least for a few times, we all just broke down. I started crying because so much energy, too much energy. didn't know how to really channel it. But yeah, I think especially in the first day they dropped us off, everyone was very emotional. But second day, everyone was very like I was very eager to learn more about NID as a campus. So हम लोग ऐसे ही भटकते थे, घूमते थे, खेलते थे, and again back to orientation, just trying to find out everything possible that was there for us.
Wonderful. And what was your first assignment, so as to say, once you completed your internship and, they said, oh, guys, now this is the first assignment. What was that?
So our first assignment ever was ये sheet लो, lines निकालो.
Ah.
We're like, wow, 2 साल यही पढ़ के आए हैं, and we are in this big design school, and now they are making us draw lines. And they said you have to do. Now we were working on A2 sizes, which you can't even put on your lap. So for the first time, we have these big tables, big chairs. We're sitting there and lines keeper. We're like, okay, एक sheet lines निकाले, 2 sheet lines निकाले, बस इतना ही, keep going. What do you mean you're stopping? So our first assignment was the whole day. We had to do 10 sheets back to back of straight lines, 10 sheets back to back circles, 10 sheets squares, all basic shapes. And now, not just SLO or line pakdo, no, they're like, you don't have to move, you don't move your table, ऐसे बैठ के line. So horizontal lines, vertical lines. Then after you do this, down to up, right to left, left to right. So first day, I remember vividly, we were just told to practice our hand skills. And everyone had this pride, we cracked the design school, we're in there, but नहीं कुछ नहीं हुआ, line steady हो गई हमारी.
So I have got a question based on that because when I was in design school, that time AI wasn't there, about 25 years back. We also did the same thing. Now AI is coming. Why the heck are they asking you to draw the lines top, down, straight, left, right, circle, this side circle, triangle, square? Why? This is something I think, again, students are very comfortable with using chat GPT. Give the command, hey, draw 20 straight lines, and nano banana can give that line. So what is that? Why do you think NIDs of the world are giving such kind of activity?
So I think everyone here is familiar that they call the first year of almost all design schools as foundation. And I think that word is a very key word in relating to everything that someone learns in the 4 years of design. So no matter what, AI cannot build you a foundation. So I think no matter how advanced technology gets, whatever AI can do for us, maybe they can create a product abhi ke abhi. It's not going to change the fact that if you are wanting to become someone in the field of design, you have to have that foundation with you. And that foundation only comes from doing the basics. You need to have that much control on your hand, on your discipline, that you can sit there, you can make those lines, and you have the brain power to really make sure that all of your lines, when you start it and finish it, you focus on each of those lines, whether it's 100, whether it's 1,000 lines of, can you focus and make sure that line is straight. That is something only you can learn, and that is something that they teach you, and it's something AI can never control, because AI at max is an assistant that is very useful, maybe will become more useful. But just as a designer, or currently as I'm speaking as a design student, knowing how you want to, go about your design journey is very important. And for that, all of the NIDs in the world, as you said, are very eager to teach that to the students. You have to be true to yourself. You have to learn from the ground up, basically.
And across the globe, all the design schools have got that practice, and it will remain like that, because you need to learn and understand the. It's called as design sensitivity. You really need to be sensitive for aesthetics, sensitive for form, sensitive for colors, sensitive for typography, sensitive for shapes, so on. And it starts always with sketching, doodling, and all such kinds of things. NID, it's supposed to be it is one of the best design schools in India. I'm sure, like you, there would be so many students across India would have come and joined NID. How was your peer group, once they joined, and what was the kind of a shock that you got? Because Srushti was one of the talented students at Gurumantra, but when she went in NID, what was your first reaction after seeing so many quote unquote talented students?
No, I honestly, I'll be very honest right now. I was so scared. I was so scared of all of these people because this is the cream of the crop, basically, right? Even to crack a basic exam, any design exam, you need to be talented. So everyone who had ended up there had a reason why they were there. And it is true that everyone has their strengths in different places. But in the first few weeks, there was always these 10, 15, 20 people जिनके कभी lines टेढ़े नहीं होते थे. And we were so scared of them. कि my God, as if they are talking to someone and just doing it. Not even that. Our first course of NID was of sketching. So just it was called hand drawing. That's all. You go there and you learn how to sketch. And there were people from all over the world. We had classmates from Nagaland, Assam, Chennai, uh, Kolkata, here and there, and honestly, a very group of people. So it was like in hindsight now. At that time, instead of being scared, it was a lot of excitement also, because if you crack all of these exams, you have to be competitive in a way. You have to have that little fight in you that, I want to get there, I want to get to the top. So all of these people with that competitive spirit were there in one classroom, and we are in the process of trying to, be competitive with each other. We were learning a lot from each other, and I think that is one of the best parts of NID. Personally, from my college, I'm seeing
Yeah.
that the peer group really matters a lot.
Yeah, that was my question. What makes NID NID? What brings that NID-ness into NID? What is that unique, or what is that secret sauce of NID? What makes that NID NID?
I think so. In the first year of foundation, we are not assigned nor do we choose our disciplines. That choice we do at the end of the year, and that is merit based. So even after finishing your exams, getting qualified, coming into NID, there's still a fight that is there. That you have to keep improving yourself so vigorously. Because at the end of the day, if you want to study the discipline you choose, it's merit based. So you have to have those marks. And being around talented people, you learn so much from them. The peer group itself is one of the best things NID has to offer, because in the entire country, the best students come to that place, and all of you are together, all of you are away from your homes, and all of you have this goal in mind, and we all are working hard, and you learn from each other, you learn to ask help from each other. So the most important thing I think which makes NID have that essence is that all of the students there are very ambitious, but at the same time we are humble, I think, in a way that we are very eager to ask for help. Like, my ambition comes out here, oh, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to find whoever is best in this, and I'm going to go to them and I'm going to ask them. So that is, I think, what helps us grow at a very tremendous speed. Because I can see my friends first day pe kahan the, ab kahan pe hai. So the peer group, the resources, just the place you're in. NID ka campus, I think all of them except for Ahmedabad are a little away from the city. And I don't know if it was purposeful or not, but that was one of the very good factors we realized later on. Well, there is no way we can go out easily. So we are in that place. आणि काय करायचं अभ्यास करायचा. काय करायचं
But
अभ्यास.
she spoke about NID for last, for one question for at least 2 minutes. She never mentioned about the faculty members.
We have faculty and they are one of the most experienced and talented people around. But to be 100% honestly, I'm saying design is one field where faculty can only guide you, they cannot teach you. So as a student, it is fully in your hands to take whatever they have to offer and make it your own. And that is also, I think, what makes NID so good, because we have very experienced faculty, but there is absolutely no hand holding. They don't care if you come to class. If I am asleep in my hostel 24/7, they don't care. They will mark you absent and move on with your day. But if you go to them and if you ask, Sir, हे कसं करू? How do I do this, ma'am? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? They'll talk about their own experiences, and that itself gives you so much to learn. So faculty is again one of the best thing NIT does have to offer, because you get experienced people, you get guest faculties from around the world with countless amounts of experience. कुठे कुठे त्यांनी काम केलंय, कहाँ नहीं काम किया है, ऐसा होता है. But at the end of the day, it's up to you how much you learn from them and how much you learn, like how much you take from them, honestly. Because they'll come, they have the
Right. So, in Gurumantra, there were hundreds of students, not, hundreds, but bunch of students. And some of them went into NID, some of them couldn't go to NID, right? When you meet these guys, okay, they could be in BITS, they could be in Srushti, they could be in MIT, they could be in any of the design schools. What difference do you find? First of all, do you find any difference? Number one, if at all, what is that precise difference that you find in those guys vis-a-vis you?
So honestly, when we're meeting, इतना काही जाणवत नाही, to be honest, because all of the people I know are super talented, and that talent flourishes wherever you are. So that is definitely there. But there is a certain attitude or something you learn being in different schools that I feel comes out through conversation or maybe later in the life. So it's very less, I would say, but few things that could be is maybe some places have better faculty, some places have better resources, some places have better placements, that could be it. But in general, the attitude that a student has towards design remains pretty constant.
Okay.
I will say that no matter what school you go to, how much it again fully depends on the student.
Then if we say that, I'm just using my words, okay, this is not the what you said, but if we don't say that NID guys and other school so-called talented guys, you said there were so many talented students at Gurumantra, they went into various design schools, why there is so much hype about NID? If you say, अच्छा मैं NID में हूँ, I got something very good peer group, somebody goes to Srushti, he or she also does good, somebody goes to MIT, ADT, so why there is so much hype about NID?
So,
Hype could be wrong word. Why there is so much kind of a craze about NID?
I mean, NID का craze तो है ही, because that's how I ended up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel so. NID, okay, design as a whole depends on how much you interact with the people around you, how much you learn from each other, how much you connect with other people. Like, how do projects come to you? You have to go look for them, even for placement, even for jobs. Having those connections, having that attitude in you that I'm going to go, I'm going to look, and I'm going to find something for myself. That is the most important, I feel. So I think NID has built that history NID has built that alumni base also that really comes in handy. But other than that, because alumni is a big part, of course, but other than that, I think it's just the fact that um, all of the best want to go to NID, and NID is filled with one of the best people. So talent is there everywhere, but that drive and that determination,
Mm-hmm.
that I feel is very unique to NID, because even after going into NID, you never stop. You always have to keep fighting. You have to keep, showing that grit in you. Ki every single time, even if something wrong happens, the faculty can just say that, this is bad, redo it. And you do that 10 times, you do that 20 times. No one gives up. So that fight and that determination comes from being, around those people who know, number one, that they are the best and who are willing to fight to stay the best.
Wonderful. Uh, uh, while I was in design school 3 decades back, jury was one of the toughest parts of our life, so you won't sleep at least for 48 to
One
50
week.
plus hours, and when you go for a jury, your eyes would be red and hair would be stretched and your clothes would be dirty. Can you share one of the experiences of your jury that happened recently, wherein you had a tough time?
Oh, that is all of my jury.
Always,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I remember the recent one the best. So juries are such a event. I tell you, my God, jury is there for one reason.
So just
Yeah.
explain what is jury, how typically jury happens, how many people, whatever, just detail it out.
Right. So design colleges have juries, which is a sort of panel. So usually there are 3 to 6 people. Generally in our college there are 4 people. So two of them are your internal panel, which are the faculty that have taught the students in the college, and two are external, who are very experienced designers who don't know much about what is taught. They have the industry perspective, and they are there to learn about you and uh, discuss, creatively criticize your work based on the industry standards. So our job is to stand in front of this panel and present our work. So that is one big way that we are evaluated. So basically, it is me here, my work behind me, and the panel in front of me. So this is not just a test of my work, but also of me and who I am. And that is, I think, one of the most important parts of jury out there. So especially in NID, the jury is there to rip you apart, और जो बच्चा है वो कैसे बात करता है देखने के लिए. So it's also one of the best experiences I'll ever have in my life. I know that, because so now instead of explaining how jury is, I'll just talk about a quick story of my most recent jury. So they came in and they said, you have 10 minutes. Batao. And so, okay, I have to summarize 6 months of work in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. I started talking about my most important course, which was at that point simple product design, where we had to design a product. So I had done 2 projects in that. So I was bringing them, and I started talking from the start. This is how I did my research. This was the whole process. They're like, no, I don't care. Talk about your product. I'm like, okay. I started talking about my product, and within 2 minutes, one of the ma'ams over there, she stopped me and she's like, did you use your brain while doing this, or ऐसे ही मजे के लिए बनाया? And my God, I am standing there, and this lady is looking at me in my eyes, and I got so scared because this is proper 2 months of my work, and this is a project I had done for an actual company. So in the following months, this is a product that will come into the market, and this lady is just, this is absolutely worthless. Why did you do this? So I am telling this to you in a way to show that their whole job is to see how you can defend and how you react. Because in the few years when I sit there and there are clients in front of me, I should be able to convince them that, this is my work, this is worth your time and your money, and I should be able to hold my ground even if they do anything to me, even if they insult me, even if they don't like it. So juries, now this was a very depressing part. Juries are not generally like this. They do offer a lot of advice and everything, but it's a very, very, um, you know, gritty way for them to understand who you are as a person, how can you handle criticism, and how your thought process is. Because if someone reacts to their criticism in a way, this is I did this because I like it. No, you can't do that. You have to have a reason for whatever you do. So can you really make them understand that what you've done? Have you put a lot of thought into it? What research have you done? So it's one of the most interactive ways to really understand who a person truly is, I think. So juries can go in many, many different ways. Some juries go very nicely. They ask you questions. They're like, oh, okay, beta, ye kaise kiya? Oh, okay, beta, ye kaise kiya? And you tell them. Some juries go, ki, why are you wearing that? Why didn't you comb your hair? One of my last juries, they had an issue with my nail paint. So they're like, hi, it seems like you have a lot of time if you can sit and paint your nails. So, and you get frozen in that moment, na ki wo, अरे बाप रे आता काय म्हणू मी? Then you have to be like, but डोकं चालवायला लागतं. It's like, no sir, I thought that I wanted to present my best self in the jury. That's why I purposefully stayed awake last night, and I thought that I should make myself presentable. That's why I did that. And then they're like, oh, okay, just watch me school. So it's very quick thinking you have to do on the spot to really.
Right. By the way, this is not a scripted video or scripted thing. We are having a very free flowing conversation. I have a question about what you learnt at Guru Mantra. How did you actually, or do you remember Guru Mantras?
Of course.
Why?
गुरुमंत्र विसरू शकणार नाही मी.
क्या बात है.
खरंच म्हणजे जस्ट गेटिंग दिस इन्व्हिटेशन टू कम हिअर अँड स्पीक आय वॉज सो एक्साइटेड. मी आधीच दर सुट्टीला आय फील लाईक आय वॉन्ट टू कम, आय वॉन्ट टू मीट ऑल ऑफ दीज गाईज. लाईक मी लिटरली मागे लागते की सर आय वॉन्ट टू मीट यू, मॅम आय वॉन्ट टू मीट यू. सगळ्यांना आय टेक्स्ट देम. सो आय एम नेव्हर गोइंग टू फॉरगेट गुरुमंत्र. आय फील लाईक Gurumantra gave me the foundation I needed to survive foundation. I tell you that much.
So can you narrate one of the experiences? I really liked, it gave foundation to survive foundation. Yeah.
I'm absolutely not. This is no exaggeration. Because foundation is a survival, honestly. You have to fight through every day. You get redos, you get this, you get that. तिथं जाऊन no one is nice to you, honestly. And Gurumantra, so I spent 2 years in Gurumantra before going to NID. And I feel like that really gave me the mindset I needed to really be at least optimistic during design school. Because here, on every single thing I did, I got feedback. I got notes on how I could do better. And even if I didn't, down we used to have sit-down conversations. I used to go for half an hour, 1 hour on how I can do better, how I can do this. Not just about my work, honestly, just attitude, life, anything. We used to talk about anything. And that really gave me hope. Because when I came into Guru Mantra, I was not good. I'm still not good. But at least when I came here, I knew I was not good. But at my third sheet, my fourth assignment, that challenge, this challenge, I saw myself improving. And
Wonderful.
I knew that was happening because of the guidance I got. So not just work-wise or not just, you know, in terms of sketching or my skills. I think the atmosphere and the attitude that was taught to me here at Gurumantra really helped me out because in foundation in design school, it's a lot about can you do this much? If you can't, you're not worthy. It was straight up that's the attitude. It was very rough to bear. That's why I call it survival. But I could build some self confidence here as a design student that, okay, even though I couldn't do this, even though I'm worthy not today, over the weekend I will be. Because I know what to do.
Right.
So,
And you appeared to multiple exams, right? While you were in Guru Mantra.
I
So uh, obviously NID was one of the top brands and you chose. What were the other options for you?
So I was mainly debating between NID, Srushti, Bits, which was fully new at that time, and MIT. I think these
Okay.
were my top four. IIT, of course. IIT, unfortunately, I could not clear. माझं 0.5 मार्कने राहिलं होतं. So that was very disappointing. But of course, NID, IIT were on the top of my list. But at the end of the day, these four were the ones that I was considering. I had gotten a seat there also. And I think the biggest fight for me was probably between Srishti and NID. Because, so of course, NID does have its name and, like
Yeah.
I said, the hype. But Srishti also had its charm. Now, at that time, like all parents and all students would be doing or have done is you talk to a lot of people at that time. You talk to a lot of alumni, you talk to a lot of students who are studying there, and you ask them, what do you like, what do you dislike, what do you think I should go for, you know, give me advice, let me know what I should do. Sir, and honestly, I'm saying all of the people I talked to were 100% recommending their college. MIT से थोड़ी देर बात बोल रहे थे. They're just saying, no, come to MIT. Come, it's amazing. Srishti से थोड़ी देर, come to Srishti, don't happen, come. NID, no, NID is the best, you come here. So it was a very tough choice to make, honestly. But I think I decided with NID because, of course, that's a big thing. NID has its name, has its alumni, and I also now this was the biggest reason. I think 90% this was why is that I wasn't sure on what exactly discipline I wanted to take. So the fact that NID had 1 year of foundation where I could explore, like it gave me 1 more year to really truly understand कि मुझे कहाँ जाना है, कहाँ नहीं जाना है. Srishti also I thought कि I can definitely go into, or even MIT I can definitely go into and then find my place. But I think the fact that you had to choose beforehand,
Right.
uh, sort of in a way frightened me.
Yeah.
So I was eager to explore actually a lot more. I didn't want to stay fixed in one place from the start, so I decided, let's go ahead with NID. No complaints so far. It's a big institution, and I get 1 more year to figure out where I want to go.
Yeah, and then you completed your foundation based on the foundation of Guru Mantra. You survived, and then you chose industrial design.
I
So, out of the three specializations, industrial design, communication design, and
textile and
textile and apparel design, why did you select industrial design?
okay. So now what happened to me at the end of Guru Mantra also happened to me at the end of foundation. I had three options, all three which seemed equally appealing. To be honest, when they asked us to make the decision,
Yeah.
what your discipline you wanted to be, 1 week before filling the Google form, I made my decision. So there were students who came and said like मला industrial designच करायचं आणि मला communicationच करायचं. And I'm like तुम्ही असं कसं choose करतात रे मला सांगा जरा, help me out. So I explored like crazy. मी काय नाही केलं. I purposefully picked up projects in all three. I did competitions in all three. For weeks and weeks, I would only study about one discipline. But at the end of the day, I decided on industrial design. Industrial design basically has anything that's tangible, physical. So product design, automobile design, space design, all of that comes into industrial design. So I basically decided, where do my skills lie? Because I am liking everything. So I can't even choose based on my passion. So I decided I can choose based on where my skills seem to take me. So I decided industrial design because it was a very practical, a very correct in a way कि you have to design a product based on what सामने वाले को क्या अच्छा लग रहा है. You can't just design anything, and that's true for everything, of course. But I like the physical aspect of it. That it's something that'll be there in front of me that I can touch and feel and show people. So I think that led me a little bit more towards industrial design, but I can say now I've spent 1 year in industrial design, and I can say that I have done more competitions and projects in other disciplines
Wow.
than industrial design. So I have done competitions in packaging design, in garments, in a lot of logo designs I've done. So I am learning mainly about industrial design in my curriculum, but what I'm doing is, spanning across all three disciplines.
Something like many other design schools have got major, minor, and elective. So major can be industrial design, minor can be one of the activities she would do in communication design, and a pet project could be lifestyle and textile and accessories design. Wonderful. uh, Before we go back to the audience, what is it that you miss at NID?
I think now this is a very common problem. I think placements definitely have been a little bit of a fight, I would say, till now that NID has had currently आता आमच्याकडे placements झाला आहे. So it's booming also actually. We are getting good placements. But in general, I think in design you have to, put yourself out there a lot and really fight and, try to climb up to really showcase yourself to get those jobs. I mean, talent plays a huge part in that,
Yeah.
of course, but how determined you are also really makes a difference. So I think NID मध्ये we miss a little bit of that aspect where, I mean, this is also a little bit of an assumption. Currently, I haven't been there, but
Yeah, yeah,
private
yeah.
institutions मध्ये they do take care of the students a little bit better. म्हणजे आम्हाला असं सोडून टाकलेलं सारखं आम्ही we stay there at NID that if you want something you have to go there, you have to fight for it. असं भांडून ओढून आम्हाला घेऊन यावं लागतं. If you want a new machine, you have to actually sit there, we have to write a whole 1,000 reasons why we really need this, why we want this. So I think that aspect definitely a lot of private schools have, that the students get that opportunity to interact with a lot more facilities, a lot more resources, I feel. But I wouldn't say it's a disadvantage of NID. I think NID.
Yeah, yeah.
हाँ,
It
so
makes you
Yeah.
empowered and make you capable.
Exactly. So we do have to spend that extra time
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in fighting and getting those opportunities, but that also really helps us grow in our own way. तर आधी तर आम्हाला खूप वाटायचं in first year की oh my god, Pearl Academy हे केलं and Srushtiने हे केलं and their admin gives so much support and everything. But honestly now I think that's definitely an advantage we could really love to have, but it's all right if it's not there. All of the colleges have their own give and take. So I really don't think I miss a lot from
Yeah,
NID.
wonderful. So, only one last question, and then we can open it for the audience. What is your one quote unquote advice? I know you are still starting your career, but what kind of a friendly advice you would give to parents
Okay.
whose children are preparing for design school entrance exam? And second question is, what kind of a friendly advice you would like to give to the students who are aspiring design? First, parents.
Okay. Arre baapre. Okay, I think let your child, sleep whenever they want to. Honestly, when my parents see this, they are going to be like, "I सांगते तू." But I'll say this very wholeheartedly कि a lot of students have creative bursts. म्हणजे कधी कधी काम होतं, कधी कधी नाही होत. So I would say कि it does affect the health. I can see it from that perspective, and I've been living in that zone for a lot of years. But at the same time, the exams are so strenuous, and you have to do whatever you can to prepare for them. So your kid will figure out, when they work the best, whether it's at night, whether it's early morning, it's a journey, when they'll have that
थोडक्यात
creative
त्याला
burst.
सोडून द्या.
सोडून द्या, लिटरली सोडून द्या. की ते भांडतील, ते करतील, they are going to crack those exams no matter what. But let them free, because that is one.
No, some of the
important.
parents want to prepare their portfolios. So इतना जरूरत नहीं hand holding की.
नहीं.
हाँ, okay. And what kind of a friendly advice would you like to give to the students who are already, trying hard to get into one of the top design schools?
I think for students, I'll say do not skimp out on your basics. Like the foundation of foundation, what you're doing here at Gurumantra, or even if you're not from Gurumantra here today, I would say that you have your basics in hand, because anything that you want to do, ideas come from anywhere. You'll have the craziest, most creative ideas, but if you can't execute them, there's no point. So even in exams, that's one of the biggest things. I want to do this, I want to do that, but you can't sketch it. You can't write it. You can't make it. That is, I think, one of the biggest things that holds you back when your potential and ambitions can be boundless. And also parents' side, please.
Yeah, that's a wonderful, what do you think should be their, this is a really last question. What do you think should be their typical day in 12th grade? Because many of the students, I was just talking, I might clear design, but I may not, parents have no confidence that I'll clear 12th grade. Okay, so what do you think should be, again it depends on the child to child, but what do you think should be a typical day in a life of 12th grader, those who are aspiring to enter into design school?
I think, except for the 1 hour or 2 hour you need to give yourself to relax, I think all of your focus should be divided. I would say 60-40, because by 12th standard, uh, now before your exams, obviously it should be more focus should be given to your design entrance exams. But by the time you're in 12th, you have spent 1 year. If not 1 year, you have spent some time understanding what design is, how the exams are. So असं नाही की now it depends on your goals. If you just want to pass 12th grade, I would say 70-30 or 80-20, up to you. But at the student themselves know what their potential is and how much time they need, because you have been giving academic exams for 10 years, 12 years now, so you know how much time you need to study and to get marks. So, and design the abhyas is also something that you can't just sit and do. You can do a lot, of course. You can sit and be like, "Yeah, today I'm going to sit, I'm going to focus, I'm going to lock in." But at the same time, it's also something that sometimes you can sit and you don't notice when 6 hours have passed. So you need to first understand how much time you yourself need to give to your academics. Because parents are right, you can't skimp out on that. You have to focus on your board exams. But at the same time, if you are very determined to go into design, marks don't matter. It's how talented you are, how your portfolio is. So if you study enough to get a decent grade, that's well and good. So, to give a simple answer to that question, I would say make sure to give yourself enough time to, release, because 12th was a very, very stressful time. And it is getting even more stressful with the increase in competition. So do give yourself time to, relax a little bit, but also know that, you can't do time pass for 3, 4 hours and then be sad when the output is not what you want it to be. So I think the soft spot is दिवसात में कुठल्यातरी 2 तास at max you can leave for yourself, but other than that you should be studying or you should be working or you should be doing something with your hand. I mean, just playing with rubber bands can feel like a time pass, but it teach you a lot and it can help you in your exams. So if you can find creative ways to, study as well as, do a little bit of time pass, that's the best thing you can do. So, yeah.
So wonderful, Srushti. Thanks for coming, and we'll just pass it on to the audience, and a big round of applause. It's not very easy to give impromptu answers, when she doesn't know what kind of questions I'm going to ask. Superb. So, in the interest of time, thank you so much for time once again. Superb. So, in the interest of time, thank you so much for time once again. Let's give a big round of applause. It's amazing, and the kind of confidence she's showcasing is really, it's a pleasure for we kind of people, who have seen Srishti when she was a kind of a small kid and the kind of confidence she's showcasing. Amazing, very good. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you so much.